The man gently blew on the faucet, and the flowing water instantly froze into ice. But no one knew that this seemingly ordinary guy actually possessed abilities beyond normal people. He could run fast as lightning, crossing the entire city in just seconds. Yet unexpectedly, this capable man was pushed to the ground by thugs in front of his girlfriend and didn't dare say a word back. In fact, from the day he was born, this man named Juan was destined to be extraordinary. Shortly after birth, he grabbed and broke his father's finger. Even more outrageous, this baby had a beard, looking like a miniature middle-aged man. His father quickly took a razor to shave him clean, but in the blink of an eye, the beard grew back out. By his 3-year checkup, when the doctor tapped his knee with a little hammer to test reflexes, little Juan kicked the doctor into the next room. When a neighbor's ball rolled under a car, little Juan walked over and lifted the sedan with one hand. From then on, parents in the neighborhood wouldn't let their children play with him. After returning home, his father told him, "If you want to make friends, you need to learn to be an ordinary person." Little Juan was defiant at the time, wondering why he had to hide his true self. He forcefully closed the car door, and as a result, the car flipped over. However, on his 8th birthday, he sent invitations to all his classmates, but not a single person came to the birthday party. From that day on, he wished to hide all his superpowers. 20 years passed this way, and Juan became the most ordinary employee at a company. Every morning, he would use his superpowers to brush his teeth and change clothes, then rush to the company like lightning to clock in. But all of this was done when no one could see. When his boss asked him to buy ice, he hid in a corner and blew on the faucet, instantly freezing the tap water into ice chunks. When buying ice cream, the freezer door was stuck, so when the clerk wasn't paying attention, he picked up the entire freezer and shook it a couple times. On the way home waiting for the subway, a piercing alarm suddenly sounded in the station. A subway train had lost control, its brakes completely failed, and it was barreling toward the next station at full speed. Passengers on board screamed in terror. Juan was fed up with this stifled life. He leaped down onto the platform and began frantically chasing the death train. He rushed to the front of the train, arms outstretched, standing in the middle of the tracks. The train, weighing dozens of tons, crashed into him with a thunderous impact, but he didn't budge an inch, as if glued to the front of the train. The driver looked at him through the window, completely dumbfounded. He quickly let go and sprinted to the next station. He tore down a fire hose and wrapped it between both ends of the platform, successfully stopping the subway. Just as he was congratulating himself for saving a trainload of people, the subway was catapulted out by the water hose, a scene that left the waiting passengers stunned. Juan, who had saved the subway, quickly became famous, with major news outlets reporting on the subway hero. But a massive disaster was quietly approaching.